The words influencer and micro-celebrities keep popping up everywhere. But what does it actually mean? What does an influencer do? Today, we want to find out what is hidden behind the terms influencer and micro-celebrities. Therefore, we have got Dr. Crystal Aberdeen with us today, who is a researcher on influencers from the University of Jönköping. She will tell us more about the role of influencers today and also about their impact on marketing.
Of course. So if we're thinking about celebrities, we're now looking at the more old media ecologies. These are people in more traditional industries like film, movies, televisions, but even like sport. So there, they're recognized first for a talent or a skill, and above and beyond that, they use media devices or platforms to sell their celebrity. But if you look at influencers, these are people who are derived from social media per se, although a lot of times they do have a skill like vlogging, gaming, makeup skills. Traditionally, what they sell in this aspect is not that kind of talent, but the retelling of their personal lives, packaged and framed for a public audience. So it's very distinct in terms of where they start, the content that they peddle, and of course, the safeguards that they have. With mainstream celebrities, they have an entire industry of people who help them with PR, celebrity, security, legality, but a lot of influencers do this DIY. So you have to be more up-to-date, more independent, but you're also more vulnerable in your business. Actually, influencers and micro-celebrities are two rather distinct, although related concepts, and all of them fall under the umbrella of internet celebrity. So we're thinking about people, icons, pets, objects who have some sort of fame on the internet. Micro-celebrity is a concept that tells us how these people get fame on social media by presenting themselves in some way or using social media in a specific way. But influencers are a very specialized, deliberate, and extreme form of micro-celebrities in that this is their business. For example, you can be a student in class. Micro-celebrity may be your fame on Instagram and people know a lot about you. But if you're an influencer, this is a job you pursue full-time. It's not just fame on the surface, it's your entire vocation and your career. Well, I've been studying this for the last 8 years now, so a lot of the young women I used to study as teenagers are now progressing into motherhood. So I would say in this part of the world, a lot of young influencers are now moving into coupling narratives, into marriage, into childbirth, rearing, into homemaking. So it's very unlike our stereotypes of influencers being young or vain or just peddling in makeup and fashion. And I would say the topics are really boundless and diverse today. I won't prescribe and say whether they should or should not, but I will say that there are a lot of them who do, because the premise, after all, is sharing a lot of your personal lives, your political intents, your personal beliefs and ethics. They all come through as you build your persona. That said, though, there are specific influencers who focus specifically on politics, and they come out most as political vloggers or political bloggers. I think it's not as new as we think it to be. So if you think back on modeling agencies and the way they package and sell their models, or even acting agencies and the way they groom and send their artists for classes and sell them to economies, it's not that much different. The only thing now is that it seems a lot more accessible, it seems a lot more democratic because it's social media. There are very low barriers to entry. Everyone can do it, it's almost free. So the promise of success looks more alluring, but it's not as easy to gain that same level of success. I think we'll be remiss to say we can ignore them or avoid them in any sphere of society today, simply because we are thinking about influencers as a high ecology, high career form of role. But to think about it, anyone who has a social media account and has at least one follower can be an influencer. We're just now talking about scale and scope and the impact of your reach. So influencer as a concept now is so pervasive in society that everyone is one and anybody can be one. Yes and no. Yes, in some aspects, in that the internet is completely integrated into many aspects of our lives. So does that promise that all your social networks and access to things are open and they're democratic? At the same time, though, when this is going on, people in the old guard or new people who have to foster new types of social networks will try to gatekeep. So instead of putting all my contacts on LinkedIn, I may still want to be that person who holds the network, the telephone number to the movie star, the exclusive private email address to this YouTuber. And I think we will soon see a shift and a return back to these forms of analog gatekeeping, although not on a massive scale, but certainly as a pushback against this that looks easy and alluring and too accessible at the moment. What's ethical, right? You never know their backstories. We never know where they come from. All I can really agree strongly with is that it requires a lot of effort. Invisible labor that we don't see, emotional labor that they craft out of their own volition. So whether or not it's ethical really depends on who you are as a viewer, whether you feel your trust is fostered well, whether, say, transparency of the advertorials are put there for you, and whether or not they breach the faith in your community in any way. So in general, though, I would say in the global scale, we've got law, we've got social credits, and we've got cultural practices coming together to formalize the industry, standardize it, to make it more equal across cultural groups and across nationalities. So in that respect, I would say because of this formalizing, influencer industry is becoming more flattening and therefore more ethical on a structural level. But all these things have to pick up and grow as time passes.
Thank you very much for your interesting answers, and have a good time in Tartu.